Were you here for the Me Too show when Mitzi and Julia?
No, I wasn't.
Were you, Deb?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So,
Oh, okay.
so now that that's out in the open and people are talking about it, and the list of people that have been brought down by this goes on and on. You know, and it's not just in Hollywood.
No,
It's not just the movies. Mario Batali, you know who he is? He's a famous chef. He's been on, do you know who he is, Deb? Mario Batali?
No.
He's been on the Food Network for years. He's had a show. He was one of the first chefs that were on the Food Network. He's hard to describe, so I'm not even going to try because he pretty much looks like a lot of people. And he owns several restaurants that are 5-star restaurants, very high-priced, and they're throughout the world. You know, I think he has one in Italy, he has one in, I think it's in Rome, and he has one in Hollywood and like Beverly Hills kind of, and I believe he also has one in New York. Well, he's taken down. He's out. They fired him, his own corporation, just like Weinstein's.
Wow. It's really, it's something to see them actually punished like this.
Right.
Normally, you know, that didn't happen before. And the men were so in charge, they didn't even think about getting punished.
Exactly. And now it's like they're finally believing the women. They're finally believing them and not looking at them as objects, I read this list of people. Mario Batali shocked me. Matt Lauer, that shocked me.
Yeah.
That was big.
Really big. And you know, when you read about the things that he did that people knew and he was getting away with, he had a button underneath his desk that locked his office door when he didn't want somebody to get out. That freaks me out.
In the 1960s, they would have that kind of stuff. Why would they have that now?
Because did they think that they were so beyond? I don't know. It baffles me. Their brains just weren't working right.
No.
They got this little taste of power and thought that they objectified us as females so much that we were just things.
Well, that's the way it started when we were coming up throughout the ages. We were things. Now we've come to a point where we can say no.
Yes.
And we
had that conversation at #MeToo show where cavemen would knock us over the head with a club and then drag us by our hair.
Yeah.
We were property.
Yep.
Do you remember a long time?
Talking.
Do you remember a long time ago? And I don't know all of it, so I can't stand 100% behind it. But Clint Eastwood was with a lady for quite a long time, and she was going to leave him, and he told her if she left him, she would never work in Hollywood again.
No, even Clint Eastwood?
And nothing's
I wonder
come
who
up
it
about
was.
him. I'm going to go get my phone and pull up her face, because she was in Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh.
What was her name?
Was it that blonde?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you notice, she went right off the charts after that. And he did get her off.
I know who you mean. What was her name? Susan Missig just sent me a note and said, "I love you so much."
Oh, nice.
I'm
glad she's listening.
Yeah, me too. We dedicated the show. It's about female relationships, and we dedicated the show to my friend Susan Missig.
Oh, okay.
Because it's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
It's your birthday.
Yeah. You need to find out her name. Do you want me to look? I have my phone right here. Okay.
Well, I just think that now that we have gotten to the point where we are entrepreneurs of ourselves and taking care of, home and businesses, that we've gotten so much more power than we had ever before.
Well, we're not afraid anymore.
This is true. And it took a long time for us to become not afraid.
Oh, yeah, it took us a really long time. And I know it was 2 different movie stars female movie stars went home and told their boyfriends that Harvey Weinstein was coming on to them, but made them promise not to tell anyone.
Yeah.
So they were afraid and they're both big stars now.
Yeah.
And I think it was Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. So anyway, it just...
But look at how much clout these two young ladies have now. And,
would they have had it
Yeah.
had they succumbed?
Yeah. Or would it have been to the point where, way back 20 years ago, we wouldn't have had it? We wouldn't have known this. They've come so far now that they've got so much more power than they used to have.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And it's, there's a time and a season for everything.
Yep.
And maybe 10 years ago, this wouldn't not have caused the huge ripple that it has.
Yep.
Because there are people losing their jobs all over the place because of this. I mean, it's not just in Hollywood. It's not just directors. It's photographers.
It's anybody who
It's
messed
right.
up.
Right. And I had it happen to me. And I should have done something, and now it makes me mad that I didn't.
Yeah. And we all go through that, mad at ourselves for not doing something. But what would you have done back then?
I could have filed some kind of suit against him.
That first one.
Yeah.
Sandra Lockey.
Yes. Yep. I remember her.
Yeah.
That's right. Isn't that interesting? Clint.
I don't know.
I wonder if she's still alive.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
What kind of cologne do you have on?
I got it in. It's an Irish cologne that I got in Florida.
It smells good. It kind of reminds me of Acqua di Gio, which I used to wear all the time until it started making me nauseous.
Until it got you sick.
But that didn't. I'm not saying
like
that did. But
No,
I
I
get
know.
allergic to smells. But that one didn't. Remember that time we were at the Women to Women Expo and that my eyes started watering? Oh, it was horrible.
That was Chanel.
Yep,
That
Chanel
was,
I cannot stand.
Yeah.
one of the Chanels.
So, kudos. If that's what it took to unite us, then
Yeah.
so be it. It's a good cause. And now I think raising your daughters, I hope that they have watched this and that you have explained it to them that they do not allow themselves to be objectified.
I think that my daughter has to explain it to me. I mean, she's more with it.
What is
And
the outcome
she's
with
more
Sandra Lockey?
more militant, I want to say, about some of the stuff. And because I'm older, I probably would let stuff slide that doesn't have to be let slide anymore. But
Right, we
she's
don't
more-
have to take
yeah.
it.
She's the one that tells me, Mom, if you see something, do it. I mean, don't hesitate anymore.
That's good. That shows that you raised her, right?
Yes, but she's really the one to instruct me because she's got the chutzpah. You know?
I knew that's what you were going to say for some reason.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, and it's always something bad that unites people. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah, I do.
So here we are going our separate ways, and something like this comes out, and another person says, "Me too." He did it to me too. He did it to me too. How many hundreds?
Of Me Too.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many hundreds of thousands across the country did it happen to? Not just Hollywood. It's prevalent in every occupation, every office building, it's just across the board. And it's time that we put an end to it.
I don't think that we would have had the information that we would have if we wouldn't have had the cell phones on everything. I mean,
Right.
that's part of what's helped us. I
Right.
mean, we have more information now on what's going on with other people through Facebook and other things
Right,
that we
Twitter.
never had before.
Right. That's true.
So, it's just time. It's time
Right.
for this stuff to come out.
So
Here it is. She filed a suit back in September 25th, 1996,
against Clint Eastwood.
against Clint Eastwood.
Wow, I wonder why that hasn't come out.
It was in court. I don't know.
I wonder if he settled it. What's
Did.
that guy
Eastwood
that...
settled fraud suit with ex-lover Lockey.
Huh.
Yep.
So, you know that guy what's that guy's name that wears the suspenders that does the talk show? Did the talk show? He has glasses. He's an older guy.
I can't think of which one you mean.
Do you know who I mean?
No.
Oh, I wish I could think of his name. Well, anyway, he had several suits brought against him throughout the years. He's been doing his show for a long time. And he got mad when the women came forward, and he told them, he made a public statement saying that he was so upset that these women came forward because he paid them to be quiet. That's why he was mad. Not because he did it.
No, because he kept it quiet.
Because he paid them to be quiet.
Oh,
So
my
stupid.
God.
Oh, I just wanted to slap him.
I think I would wanted to laugh in his face.
That took a lot of
Just-
nerve to
just
say
about
that.
as
What was he
stupid.
thinking?
Well, he wasn't. He
No,
was stupid.
no. So anyway, we're coming together for this cause, and so be it if that's what it took. You know, that's the devolution is for more than that, and I'm having a hard time rallying women because mine is just to be kind to each other, to be nice and supportive and non-judgmental, and let's go bigger than that and end harassment. You know,
But it's not going to be just sexual harassment.
no,
it's going to be
so much. It's going to be equal wages. It's going to
Yes.
be a lot of stuff. And, you know, and it's time that we got up off our butts and did something about it because we are still getting 87 cents on the dollar equal education. You know, that's not right. So that's why there's so many more female entrepreneurs. The real estate business, predominantly female now, because you can go out there and earn a living and earn more than men if you so desire, because it's not based on the good old boy network
That's
anymore.
right.
Commercial real estate might still be in some places, but
Well,
home sales is not.
it's one of these things where we've gotten to the point where we're just so frustrated working underneath a man that we've decided.
Aha, did you mean that?
Yes, I did.
Little pun there.
Certainly was.
Frustrated working under a man. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've gotten that way for a reason, though. I mean, the pendulum usually swings back.
Right.
And
Speaking of the pendulum swinging back, don't you think that there were some female producers and stuff that harassed men?
Yes.
I think
Why
there
hasn't
was.
it come out yet?
And do you think that the men that did get harassed would ever come out? Do you think that it would be something that
Not
we
as
wouldn't?
likely.
Yeah. See?
They would be embarrassed. Do you think they'd be embarrassed?
I think so.
I've just been waiting for it, and I'm shocked that it hasn't. Because there's some pretty powerful women in Hollywood. But you know what? Maybe they're smart.
And in business.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And maybe they're smart. Maybe they don't do that kind of stuff. Although I have to believe there's some somewhere.
There's always some
Because
somewhere.
I'm writing an article for Women to Women magazine, which is another one of the sisterhood I want to talk about. But and it's all about, in February, the issue is supposed to come out, and it's hearts. It's all about hearts. And so I did a bunch of research about females having heart attacks. And I think this is really interesting. Since 1997, our heart disease rate has doubled.
Ooh.
Since 1997, females in the workplace next to men has almost doubled.
Ooh.
Since 1997, obesity and type 2 diabetes statistics have stayed the same among females.
Ooh.
Very little change. So this one female doctor says, and I laughed out loud when I read it, maybe it's because of stress. Hello? I mean, really. Isn't
Maybe?
that funny? I mean, the correlate. There it is. There's the numbers. Numbers speak for themselves because we not only have to keep up with, we have to try harder to get the same promotion.
Yeah.
We have to maybe go to school longer to even get an entry-level job.
Yeah.
I think that's starting to change. I really do. I
I'm
think the
hoping.
entry-level jobs aren't paying as much as they would for a male because men look at men when they hire them as the breadwinners. But that's not the case anymore, is it?
No.
Mm-mm. there's either two family incomes are needed, or a lot of women are the main breadwinners.
Wimmers.
Wimmers.
That's women.